Hey guys, how's it going? This is going to be a overview of my ADV mini butcher. This is a really nice Midtech knife by Andre de Villiers out of South Africa. So basically, this is a Midtech version of his larger custom butcher, and it's definitely a pretty sweet, beefy, tactical knife. I got the blackout version. As you can see, everything's nice and dulled out with a nice stonewash all around. Handle stonewash, blade stonewash. It was a really nice, ready for duty knife. You don't have to worry about, obviously, any sort of scuffing going on with this blade since it's already beat, which I definitely prefer in knives. I don't like, dressy knives that I can't use because I'm gonna feel guilty if I get them scuffed up or marked up. This is definitely not one of those knives. So basically, you can see there's a lot going on with the design of this knife. There's a lot of, lines and a lot of kind of crazy angles and stuff with the handle and the blade. This is one of the hold versions. He made some that were just slabs without the holes, but I think the holes add a nice dimension to the overall design of this knife. So I'm glad I received one with the holes put in. So basically, you have, I believe it's a 3.5-inch blade. Obviously, it's sort of like a butcher type, profile. Obviously, that's why it's called the butcher. But you have basically a sort of like a sheep's foot, Warncliffe styled grind here, with a very deep, pronounced blood groove or fuller on either side. You can see it there on the tip. That's a pretty cool profile there. On the top you have a nice swedge, as well as some pretty light but definitely useful jimping. You can see the blade steel is S35VN, which seems to be par for the course nowadays, especially with Midtechs. You can see here on the frame lock side of the handle, you have his stamp there. Honestly, I could do without that. I don't like that personally. I think it's a little tacky. I think it takes away from the look of the knife, personally. I mean, he could have done it on the inside of the blade, or the inside of the handle rather. I don't think it needed to have been done right there, or be as pronounced. And it's definitely very pronounced with this black version because it contrasts with it. So you can see here the clip is pretty interesting. It's a standoff style clip, much like the bodegas, and then it's even got some jimping there on the clip. I believe the idea there is to make it easier to grab out of the pocket, because you can kind of get your thumb on that and it'll grab there, make it a little bit easier to pull, which I'm sure is true, but I don't know if it was necessary. Either way, it doesn't really matter. The clip, I don't know. The clip shape is a little weird. I think it's a little odd because you have this cutout here that obviously needed to be done to allow for the hole clearance there for a lanyard. But I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the clip. I think it's a little odd looking personally. You have a over travel kind of hinderer style stop there for the frame lock. As you can see, it is a frame lock. Got some nice cutout jimping there to grip. The profile of the blade is pretty cool when it's closed. I think it looks badass, kind of like futuristic, alien-esque. And I also like the chamfers on the inside of these holes, how they're contrasted to the blackened finish on the blade. They're nice and shiny and polished. Really nice action. I definitely think it rides pretty well on the caged bearings. I believe they're caged bearings. There's no marking for IKBS or anything. So I think it's a caged bearing system, kind of like a KVT or similar. And it rides really nice. It's got a pretty chunky blade here. I believe it's around 0.2, maybe 4 millimeters, something like that. It's one of the thicker stocks that I've seen on Midtechs. So it's definitely a beefy knife. You know, it's not a Chinsky lightweight knife. This thing's going to be able to do what you need it to do. It's super sharp out of the box, as it should be. I mean, these are all hand sharpened, so should be pretty nice and sharp, which it is. The flipper is pretty cool. It's got some jimping there, kind of reminiscent of like a handgun hammer, which is pretty cool. Gives you a lot of grip when you go to actuate it. Whoops, hit the tripod. You have some jimping in the frame as well, recessed, which is actually pretty useful. It sticks to your thumb really well. You got a pretty cool titanium backspacer here as well. Obviously with some jimping to keep with the overall super jimped up theme of this. Kind of have like a, I guess like a skull crusher, glass breaker type end there. And again, I really love the finish on this knife. It's really really just worn and kind of looks like it's, you know, looks like it's been through some stuff. Which again, I think is a cool look for definitely for a tactical knife. Won't make you afraid to use it. So let me just pull back here, give you another look of it. Then I'll do a quick comparison with a knife that I got over here. So we'll compare it to the Hoback Midtech Quake in here. There you can see the Quaken's a little bit longer, probably about half an inch longer overall. Similar in size though. Thickness, let's see, about the same blade stock. I think the Quaken's a little bit, the Quakeback's a little bit thicker. Overall, I'm very happy with this knife. I think it's pretty good value. If you can get one, I definitely recommend it. He's got a few different variations out there. He's got the blackened ones, he's got the plain titanium stonewashed ones, he's got some that are anodized, so there's a few different options out there. I think he's still selling them as well. You just have to place an order with him. I think you can find his email floating out there somewhere, and you just have to deal with the delayed shipping from South Africa. That's just a quick overview of this knife. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave it below, and stay tuned for some more videos.